Good morning. I am so happy to be here and bringing you success principle number 2 as part of the overall success code. And today's principle, the second principle, is speak the language of business. Again, speak the language of business. So what does that mean? Well, the language of business is all about numbers. Now, some people absolutely love numbers. In fact, maybe too much so. They spend all their time behind their desk and they keep track of everything and they have reports all over the place, and you can become paralyzed with that. But then I also know that there are business owners on the opposite end of the spectrum that really either measure very little or they don't use the data. There is a happy medium, and it's critical that you speak that language. So today I want to share with you again 5 best practices that you'll be able to use in your business to speak the language of business. The first one that I want to share with you is to create and monitor financial statements. So in your business, the financial statements are probably going to consist of a profit and loss statement, your balance sheet, and then maybe you've got some sort of cash flow reporting, accounts receivables, those sorts of things. So you should be creating those by a deadline every single month and then reviewing them, and you certainly need to understand what you're looking at. If you're not sure, that's where an accountant or a CFO for hire can come into play and to help you understand those numbers, okay? The second best practice is that you should know your weekly, your monthly, and your annual break even. What does it cost for you to maintain your business and open up the doors and keep the lights on every single day? Knowing that number, especially when you break it down to the weekly number, can really help you set up and focus on the right amount of sales in order for you to be successful and then to become super profitable. Particularly if you're a newer business, that statistic is critical for you. The third best practice is that you need to monitor your inventory and make sure that turnover is happening properly. One thing that I found in businesses is that sometimes they can have all of their profits are tied up on a shelf somewhere in inventory, and that can get very, very dangerous for you. So you want to make sure that you're monitoring them and that you're turning over your inventory on a regular basis. Now, for those of you that don't sell product, you sell time, much like I do, you've got to monitor that time inventory you have and make sure that you're using it as effectively as you can, much like a physical product. So that's the third best practice. The fourth is to consistently use KPIs to make improvements. So what's a KPI? Well, a KPI is a key performance indicator. It is a number other than your financial numbers. It's an additional set of numbers that you might look at in the key areas of your business to make sure you're performing well. Every industry is a little bit different, but let's say, for instance, it could be things like the number of leads that you get in a given time, the conversion rate of those leads. It can be customer service numbers tied to how quickly you resolve problems. All those sorts of things can be tied back to a number. Again, you don't want to measure like crazy and not do anything with it, but you want to have numbers to be able to review and go back on for improvement's sake. And then lastly, you want to make sure that all of your all of your products and services make a profit, for heaven's sakes. Unfortunately, sometimes we get trapped in the discount game and we don't even realize that we are not making any money until it's too late. You need to be analyzing your products and your services, making sure that each time you are actually profitable in those. So again, those are 5 best practices that will help you execute on the second principle, which is speak the language of business. So my challenge for you today is to assess, where am I today? What am I doing right? Maybe where can I use some improvements? And to identify one way you can get better and take action on that today. All right, until next time, have a great day.